Hey everybody, Raul here for Bass Musician Magazine, and today we have the extraordinary honor and pleasure of catching up with bassist, co-founding member, lyricist, and band manager for the globally renowned power metal group Sabaton. Welcome,
Thank you for
Pär.
that intro. Thank you for that intro. I'm happy to be here.
My pleasure,
Uh,
my pleasure. We always like to go to the past because there's a lot of exciting things happening now, but how did you get started in music and particularly on bass?
the first thing that happened was a quick start into the music school. That was the Swedish music school, which could be very good, but I joined with the guitar. And they, of course, don't want me to play electric guitar. They want me to play acoustic guitar and boring songs, according to me. So I dropped out and thought I never gonna play anything again until there's a friend of well, not a friend by then, but just a random person walking up to me in school and saying, "Hey, you got long hair and an Iron Maiden T-shirt. You want to be in a band?" And I said, "Yeah, but I can't play anything at all." And he said, "Well, I'll teach you." And yeah, we form a band, and that's how we started the band the first time. And this was kind of in how you call. I must have been like 12 or 13 years old or something at this age. Yeah, he became my best friend, and we played a lot. Just playing along to our favorite rock concerts on the cassettes that we were,
Mhm.
VHS stuff and whatever we could get our hands on and watch, and we would be playing along and thinking we were in the bands that were on the TV, and yeah, but that wasn't, we didn't do much. We did a few concerts on our local discos and stuff like that for our classmates.
Mhm.
But it wasn't until quite a lot later when I met the people that were actually gonna be Sabaton. That's when the
Gotcha.
thing that turned into Sabaton. I think that's when things started to become a little bit more than just some, for planless planless rehearsing. And as the band eventually got a little bit better at doing what we did, then I think that I realized the potential in it and started to treat it more like not just like a little thing, but actually treat it like this could actually be something without knowing much about what was going on, to be honest. But it was just learning by doing anything. So you see, the first thing is like learning to play a song, but once you know that, you have to be able to play it in front of people. So then you have to figure out how to call an organizer of an event or a club or whatever and convince them that they need
Mhm.
to have us performing there, and then need to do a poster. So then I need to learn graphical design, and then I needed to do next thing, and eventually it increases with learning more and more and more and more various little skills from accounting to uh, legal things, and eventually it grow and grow, and today Sabaton is a quite big thing. I'm still holding on to the management. I don't think that it was intentional from the beginning, but I do find it interesting. I'm happy how Sabaton is as a band. I mean, we are a do-it-yourself band a lot,
Mhm.
where we've come up with solutions for most stuff by ourselves. We didn't have anybody consulting us, teaching us, learning us how to do things. We just did how we thought it's gonna be. Yeah, over the years, the band expanded into so many more things until where we are today, and we've Sabaton, our own festival, our own cruise, our own radio station, our own magazine, and we totally control our own merchandise, and yeah, so we've done a lot of stuff, and we're also designing shows and running a lot of the marketing and these kind of things. So yeah, we do a lot.
There you go. Well, and it's very interesting because not only did you grow as a bass player, but again, you are falling into management. And I think a lot of people take for granted the time frame because this has been just over 25 years now. So it didn't happen overnight. A lot of people think this is too easy, and it takes a lot of dedication and hard work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy. I mean, Sabaton has slowly grown. There's a lot of people who still discover Sabaton and thinking like, "Oh, you are a young band," and yeah, and some people, "Oh my God, it must have happened so fast." But it's been slowly and steady, and we played almost any kind of venue, from the smallest one with 5 people to where we stand now. And I mean, the next show we're gonna do is a sold out 17,500 arena, and that's the start of our tour, and then it's going to continue like that all over Europe. But in the same town, we did play 20 years ago for, yeah, a handful of people.
Yeah.
And and then we played next step venue, next step venue, next step venue, next step venue, and all the way up there. So it's a long journey, and we learned a lot along the line, the ride. And I'm very happy the way that the band has become, because we don't have so many others to thank for what we are. We built it ourselves. We didn't get a big awards or big radio hits, and we didn't get these kind of things. So it's all by slowly hard touring, in constant working, and that makes me very proud of what we have achieved and where we are. And every night when I look out at the crowd, I feel like, yeah, that's wow. It was a long journey, but I don't regret any of it. I'm super happy about it, and I wish for anybody to have similar. Even though some people might be happy that it goes a little bit faster than 25 years. It took a long time before we could pay our bills and stuff like that. So it was tough, of course, for times, but I think it's all part of the journey that has made us and make us proud of what we are today.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, and with that, with all the live performances, you guys have a new album, Legends, coming out, which the sound is huge. You definitely have a very epic, giant sound. And I listened, I'm like, whoa, this is massive.
Yeah, well, the 5 of us playing, well, 4 of us playing the instruments and the singer, but when we are in the studio, yeah, there is a little bit more
Yes.
to it. We put a couple of more additional guitars in there to add to the sound, of course.
Very cool. And it is very epic, the music. And I've been watching some of the videos, and they each one could maybe make a movie in its own right, because you've been in armor, and the one of them is what would have happened if Napoleon had won instead of lost. So posing some very interesting thoughts and processes. How are you coming up with your ideas and things for your kind of music?
So first of all, the topic is a blessing and a curse that we sing about military history. So in one way, it would be pretty simple because the story is there. So okay, we need to show the story. That could be a very simple way of seeing it. But sometimes the story, it can be quite complicated, or to make the proper, as you took that example there, the Battle of Waterloo and the Napoleon song "I Emperor." Sure, if we had the budget of a couple of hundreds of millions, we could recreate the Battle of Waterloo in a Hollywood style production and do a movie there. But we have to kind of live with what we got. So in that case, we made a little tribute to like this gaming culture and stuff. So we recreated a battle with small miniature figures, but very historically accurate. And then we changed around a little bit to allow Napoleon to win, and make a little joke about it, that after that the British islands became French, and changing the course of history. So I mean, it does teach quite a good little thing. It's more to it than just a comedy or music video. I mean, because the reason why our singer beat us and changes the course of history is because he studied history. And if you look at the video, anybody might understand that our singer read the book, and the history book, and thanks to knowing history, he was able to not repeat the mistakes of history, and instead changing the course of the future.
Mm-hmm.
So it has a little bit of an undertone. It's not just that we make a music video for the pure entertainment. There is a little bit of a story behind it as well.
Very nice, very nice. Well, and a lot of people always like to know how you're getting your sound, particularly what gear are you playing on?
live, I've been with ESP since a very very long time ago. I think I picked up my first ESP before the gig at Sweden Rock in 2005. So 20 years or something I've been playing pretty much exclusively ESP. But sometimes in the studio I'm borrowing from our studio engineer his bass guitar. He's a bass player as well, Jonas, who we've been working with for a couple of albums now. So I'm borrowing one of his bass guitars, which he always likes and he's carrying around when he's doing his gigs and stuff. So, and that would be a precision bass. So I'm using that one for most parts, I think, in the studio. And I think it's Jonas who really he loves the sound of that, and I'm totally cool with that. So we play through a digital Sans amp, and that's pretty much how we do the bass sound on the studio albums the last two times. So the guitars we do with analog amplifiers,
Okay.
but the bass guitar we do digital, and it
Nice.
works.
Well, and especially where it translates also when you're doing live venues, because for a lot of bands, they're sending their signals to front of house, and so the time of the giant banks of speakers is kind of, it's hit or miss. Some people still like it; they like to feel the air, but a lot are not wanting to carry a big load of speakers around anymore. So,
No, I mean on the shows actually, because we have such a, I mean, especially the upcoming tour that we're doing, it's a very theatrical show.
mhm.
So where we have a stage with that which doesn't look like a stage, and we don't allow cables or lights or anything. So there is then it wouldn't simply fit with the amplifiers, and to have the big one standing somewhere else and making a lot of noise in a corridor somewhere. We used to have that as well. We tried it, and we never really thought that gave something to do that. Now we're using the quad cortex when we are touring, and
Nice.
they work really good for us. So we tweak a little bit from the studio sound, definitely, to fit the various instruments that we are playing with, and to make our sound engineer, our front of house guy, happy. So he's very deeply involved in the sound of the guitars and the bass. So to get to the full image, what he
Yes.
want to do, because live we don't have everything that we have in the studio, so we have to make what we got sound a little bit better
Hmm.
than on the album. Maybe that's yeah, or bigger. I mean, in the studio it's easy to just add an extra, guitar or something or this, but live we have only the strings we got, and with that we have to make it sound bigger, larger than life.
Very nice, very nice. Well, and with the new album, I'm sure you guys have plans for the future, probably touring on the album and all that. What's in the works?
Yeah, so right now we are rehearsing like hell, and in it's like 2 weeks from now on, we're all going to Berlin for a week of production rehearsals with a full stage,
Hmm.
where we will be playing the show that we're gonna be touring with through Europe. It's a pretty massive show, so this one we really need a whole week of rehearsal with the, so we run it with all the pyrotechnics and lights and the whole thing, because it's just a pretty advanced show. We have a lot of like extra things, not just five guys playing, but we do have a lot of extras and actors and various things going on, and all kind of costume and guitar changes that gonna fit to the theme of each song and stuff like that. So it all needs to run pretty smooth, and it is a like it is a very very big production. So we are touring with 200 people
Wow.
in that, and it's so, I mean, it's pretty massive, um, and yeah, it's gonna be very exciting, something new, because we haven't really done. I mean, very few have done this. We turn a heavy metal concert into more of a like mix between a theater and rock concert.
Hmm.
So we do implement a lot of actors, and the stage looks, or stages, because we actually have several. So the nights when the arenas are allowing us, we can use 3 stages, but the regular nights we have 2 stages, and some special way of transporting ourselves between the stages. So that, and then the tour will go on, and we're gonna be around like early 26. We're touring North America first, a
Nice.
run in the US, and then a run in Canada exclusively. And after that, we keep going around in Europe for summer of 26. We have a lot of festivals lined up, so it's exciting times ahead, and we're gonna ride this new album as much as we can. We see that the fans appreciate it, so we know that we're gonna be able to tour around and play these new songs quite good and make people happy about them
Very
for as
nice.
long as possible.
Well, and if people want to know where you're going to be, where's the best place for them to look?
Our website, sabaton.net,
Okay.
will be the best place to find the like real solid information about the band. There's so much crap. I mean, unfortunately, we used to be able to communicate very clearly, and we can still communicate clearly through the social medias like Facebook and stuff. But today there are so many scams and bots and bullshit that's spreading fake things, and it's become pretty screwed up, you know.
Yeah.
On a daily basis, we have to take down some fake accounts that are impersonating us and spreading things, and it's sad because a lot of our fans, they get, tricked into thinking that they can buy guitar lessons and stuff like that from band
Oh,
members, and so they pay up front for a guitar lesson, and then, oh, sorry, he didn't show up. Okay, but yeah, maybe you pay a little bit more next time and you get a longer lesson, and these kind of things. And they are very clever, the scammers, and we see that unfortunately a lot of fans are losing. So I just wish that everybody would understand that the only place to find such information is the real official website and the real official accounts, and anything else people should stay away from. I mean, it's the same with merchandise. It's pretty wild, but in a year's time, we actually close 4,000 bootleg shops.
oh,
The
wow.
number sounds pretty wild, but there's a lot of them popping up on various platforms around the world, like Amazon and Etsy, and a lot of other Wish, and these kind of platforms. And uh, we have a whole team of people who are all the time checking, verified. This is official, the stuff. This is bootleg stuff, and yeah, it's a massive thing. And then we also see all the time that poor fans are sadly paying for like fake tickets, fake meet and greets,
Oh, no.
and worse, of course. So
Yes.
it goes all the way to properly, grooming people into thinking that they have a relationship with a band member, and have to pay for our grandmother's hospital bills and this kind of things. It's sad to see, and like, I do not blame the people because I know how good these people are. They are really good at scamming, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, but if anybody wanna try to look for the real official account only, and don't trust anything else, because there's a lot of boring stuff out there.
Gotcha. Well, it sounds like the best approach would be to go to your official webpage, and if you
Yeah,
have any socials linked to that, to go through there to find the
of
official
course,
ones.
of course.
Absolutely. Well, Parrot, we appreciate you taking time to chat with us. We're very excited about Legends, and the touring and the show sounds magnificent. So, folks, make sure that if Sabaton is coming to a town near you, that you get out there and see this, because I think it sounds like it's going to be a major experience. So, folks, very thrilled to be chatting today with Pär Sundström on
Yeah,
Bass Musician Magazine.
thank you so much, and I wish you also a good rest of the day.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.